Hello and welcome to Magic Ad Nauseam. My name's Kevin.
Oh, it was way too fast.
Hello.
And now you're going to be too slow.
Welcome to Magic Ad Nauseam.
Don't even.
My name is Kevin.
I'm Melissa.
And we are going to do a little bit of cube drafting for you. If you don't know what cube is, basically we get together a whole bunch of cards. In this case, 360 is what's called a small cube. It can support up to 8 people. We're going to do it with just 2. We're going to do a kind of drafting called, I believe, Winston. I called it Winchester and somebody got mad at me. People give it all kinds of names. I don't know.
Here's some random cards.
It's pretty neat. We'll set up 3 piles and, well, we'll set up 1 pile. Yeah. But you'll see how it goes.
It's basically a giant pile.
Okay.
Yeah, here. We'll put up a giant pile. Can you see that on the screen? Okay.
You're losing cards.
No.
You're hemorrhaging cards.
And then you have a pile of 3, which you can't really quite tell. How far back can we go till we can tell? There we go. Then you have a pile of 3 cards. And then you get to look, and you go, oh, I don't want that. And so you take one, and you put it on the top. And then you get to look at the next one, and you go, ooh, I want this one. I'm going to keep it. And one more goes there.
And then the next person goes, and they could end up getting a pile of 2 cards. So you don't always get the same number of cards as your opponent. The idea is that as bad piles get bigger, you get more cards for taking them, and then they become more worth it.
Yeah.
So,
sometimes some people can end up with more cards.
Yep. So it's a pretty cool draft format, and we're going to show it to you. We're going to show you drafting first, and then some matches. Right after this intro, roll it! Are you rolling it?
I'm not.
That's us, isn't it? Damn it.
It's not magic. It's I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4. Magic Ad Nauseam.
Okay, now I caught you.
Magic Ad Nauseam. Nobody likes us in real life, so they watch our show. Nobody knows.
That's even worse. Nailed it.
Hello and welcome back, guys. We're about to do the draft portion of our video. At first, we're just going to lay things out, roll a die. I think I win the die roll here. Do you have anything you want to say at the intro to this, Melissa?
Hello.
Hello is a good thing to say. Alright, so I checked the first card out, and I kind of snap keep this first card here. It's Unknown Shores, I believe. So basically, it's a mana fixer. It taps for a colorless, or you can pay any mana into it and tap it to produce 1 mana of any color. So it's a good color fixer. It leaves me very open. I felt like it was a good first card to take, because it doesn't put me strongly into anything.
I'm not. The card's good, but I didn't want it for my first pick.
Yeah. Well, commits you into 2 colors, but
yeah,
which is kind of yucky.
I don't know why I didn't pick this one. That seems like a smart thing to pick. But I didn't.
It would have been good, but it's not.
Spoiler alert.
It's not a good build around card. It would be like what I took a little bit, which is a fine first card to take, but it's not exciting.
And then I picked Clone.
Yep. Copy target creature, 4 mana.
I like playing blue, so I picked Clone.
And honestly, Clone's a very strong card, especially in this kind of format where, there's one big threat on the field, you can just be like, oh, now I have the big threat too. Or I have 2 of them. I think I thought pretty hard about this just because there were 2 cards. Colligan's Command I like a lot. The other one is a little underwhelming, Thopter Spy Network, unless you could really get the artifacts to make it work, which I didn't have any artifacts, so I passed that up. And this is just more fixing.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, especially when I didn't know what colors I was going to be in. I was like, green is a color that Melissa doesn't play that much, and then Terramorphic Expanse just lets me go to any color I want. So I figured I have to be at least 2, maybe 3 colors, so I figured that would help.
I wasn't super crazy about any of these. Thopter Spy Network is alright, but I'm not crazy about it. The other one costs 3 white?
Yeah.
Pentarch Paladin?
Pentarch Paladin is the one I would think you might look at.
I would have, but he costs 3 white, and I knew that since it's just us playing, it'd be too hard.
Yep.
I'd have to only pick 1 color, or I don't know. It seemed too difficult, so I went with a giant colorless creature.
Void
figured
Winnower
that's easy to throw in anything.
I think you made the right choice. I think the problem is the 2 good cards in that first pile are both, they put you super heavy into a color.
Yeah.
And that's hard to take early because you don't know what you're going to get. It's hard to take Colligan's Command because you don't know if you're going to be able to be. I do keep this here just for value mostly. I do end up playing the 2 cards on the right there, Pentarch Paladin and I forget what the other one's called, but Night Veil Spectre.
Well, we can talk about the decks we made when we put up the picture.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm telling you to move and put your head in the opposite direction because you kept looking the wrong way.
Like, you're gonna see.
It's trying to cheat.
Oh, Burnished Heart.
Yep, I like it. It's a good card. It gets you land. It's a creature. It's gonna help me get different colored land.
Yep.
It's good. I every time I pick it in draft, I'm never angry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always good. You can think of it as being, it's a little expensive, but draft tends to be slow anyway,
Yeah.
and it's ramp and card advantage.
I don't like picking it that early, but I did. And then I'm angry you got that. I would have
That's
picked
Brain
that.
Geyser. That's
I would have picked that so
2
fast.
blue and X to draw X cards, and I was like, oh, I feel like I'm a little bit. I have Thopter Spy Network at this point. I was thinking blue could be a possibility for me. I like that card a lot, partly for nostalgia reasons. But yeah, that's why I grabbed that one there. It's hard not to love.
Yeah. And then I don't usually go for red.
Yep.
But I like this card. I like that as flashback.
Yep.
And I said, you know what? He's not gonna think I'm gonna go red, so I'm gonna go a little bit red. Throw it off. Well, we also knew that there was no Venser.
Yes, that's
Because
true.
we saw it on the bottom or
Oh,
something.
yeah, it was the last.
We
It was
saw it on
like
the
the
bottom of a
last
different
card
pack.
that didn't make the cut from the pile I was doing.
Yeah, so I was like, oh.
I said, your boyfriend's not in the cube, and you went, aw.
I
My
do
boyfriend
like
Venser.
Venser a lot.
Soul Ring.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I
jeez.
take that one.
Ah,
I flip a Soul Ring and I go, yep, okay, your turn. You're like, that fast? And I was like, yep. I remember what we said to do that one.
and you keep wrinkling the table. I'm gonna blame you.
I blame
But I
Anubis.
don't know who did it.
Anubis is our dog.
And then this is a good card, but I don't know.
It's double green.
It's double green. It costs green to activate it. And then I picked that up because why wouldn't you?
That is an awesome card.
It's really good.
That's Animate Dead. Is it from any graveyard or your graveyard? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
But
It
comes
might
back-
just be yours.
But basically, 2 mana, put it back into play, gets a -1/-1 counter, but that's fine.
Oh,
Yeah, this
Yeah,
one
an
I picked.
Eldrazi.
I picked this one mostly for the Oblivion Sower.
yeah.
It's a 6 mana, pretty good threat that also ramps you. And I'm looking like I might be in green at least a little bit, so the ramp could be good. And the bow I'm indifferent about. The bow's one of my least favorite green cards, but it's fine. It has a lot of different abilities.
I don't know what to do with this card, so I didn't pick it.
Yeah.
It's good. I just went, I don't want to deal with this.
Hypergenesis is weird. It really, I mean, to make it work, you have to just like draft every big creature you can find.
Yeah.
And if you can get enough big creatures, it's pretty cool.
I don't think I've ever played with it before
No.
or seen it played enough to be like, oh,
We don't have the things in the cube that would make it really broken.
I picked this one.
Turn and burn. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, no, I like it. And then I was thinking maybe I'll go blue-red. And, yeah. I mean, the main thing I was like, okay, we're going blue-red.
I think at this point in the thing, I think I'm blue-green, and I think this makes me start thinking about black. I think I do keep this one. I like, I forget what that demon's name is, but
Bloodgift
Bloodgift
Demon?
Oh yeah, okay. Bloodgift Demon. He gives you a card every turn, and I'm like, I am gonna need card advantage. I'm not, I don't know, I like it, I like cards that give you card advantage. So.
This is a big green creature that I don't generally care about, so I'm pretty sure I didn't pick that.
Nope, you didn't. I ended up with that in my pool
And I was
eventually.
like, no, not my cup of tea.
He's good if you have the right targets for him.
I had a hard time picking up the card.
But
And I was thinking, well, if I'm going blue-red,
that's a good
get a
one.
little tiny red creature.
Yep.
First turn drop, sounds good to me.
Blue reds are spell triggers, and the prowess ability on it is really good. So if you're going blue red, that's the right one to take.
Oh,
All is Dust and Woodland Bellower. I figured All is Dust I might not get, but I had a pretty big colorless card at that point, so I could have my threat stick around potentially. And then Woodland Bellower I like a lot if I can find the right 3 drops, which I
Yeah.
didn't have yet. But
This is the one that had too much writing on it, and I said no. And I
He's-
put it back immediately.
He's pretty good, but
I was
he's a
like,
big
no.
bomb, and he's heavy in red-green, which makes him a little hard to play.
I don't like cards that say too much. Like this one. And I was like, well, it is red. I'll probably have to read it later. I hate it when they have too much text on them. It's like,
Pierre and Kieran Nala are pretty great.
yeah, yeah.
Makes tokens. You can stack the tokens to do burn damage. It's a good deal. What do I get? I end up taking this one. I feel like I'm in green at this point. I don't think I'm in green-red, so I think the Omnath is secondary, but Pelucanos can be very good in draft, especially in a kind of a rampy strategy, just because his second ability can kind of clear off the board for you, his monstrosity, and he's just a big beater anyway.
And this card is really good, especially if you're, you know, have a lot of devotion,
Yep.
which I wouldn't put it past me to do white even at this point. So I was like, this is a really good card. I'm going to take it just in case.
Yep.
I need it. But it was a little bit of a hard pick because I didn't know if I would really have enough devotion, you know.
It's probably one of the best lands in the cube right now, I think. Especially if you can manage to only be a couple of colors and get good devotion in something. This I almost take. I think about this one for a long time. So this is, what's it called? Hex something? Hex.
Hex.
Well, you get to pick it up in a second and take it, so maybe
Yeah.
you'll show it better. You can remove counters from a target to
It gets like +1/+0
get,
or something.
make it bigger. The big thing is you can move counters from a target. So if somebody has a bunch of, planeswalkers or something, you can kill the planeswalkers by just removing counters from it, basically.
Grab the lingering souls.
Yep, I take the lingering souls, I believe. I forget why I took it there. I must have been thinking that I was white. I don't even know. Or that might even have just been a hate draft on you, because I figured you were probably white.
Now,
Oh.
this was 2 black cards, so I figured
Yeah. Well, one's mostly
I can
colorless,
dabble in
but
3 colors, whatever.
The
Hex Parasite's pretty good.
Shriek Maw is
good.
hard to pass. Shriek Maw is really good.
I was like, I'll do 3 colors, not a big deal.
And then I get this guy right after
Ooh.
taking Lingering Souls, and I'm like, oh, taking him.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, well, I was like blue-green, and now I'm white-black, but whatever. I have those lands that like put me in anything. I'm kind of thinking I might be white-black-green is my
No.
guess at this point.
I wanted to get this card, but I didn't have enough white to even make it worth it
Yep.
at this point. So I was like, he'll probably pick this one when he sees it. But normally that's the kind of card I would like. I almost... did I take this one? I don't remember if I took this one or not.
I'm pretty sure
I
that
almost
ended up
did.
in my pool.
I almost did because, it was red, and I was like, oh, I could maybe do a little bit of white. But I'm not a huge fan of this card.
Yep. I've seen it be really good, even in constructed. It can kind of sneak up on you.
Yeah.
But
That's not a me kind of card. That is.
that's the one you took.
That is a me
Guaranteed.
kind of card.
Yep, there you go.
And I love it. And I was like, I don't even have anything white, but I'll take this card anyway. I love it. I will grab that card every time. I didn't even have to think about it.
And I take this one, I'm just like, oh, the combo's right there.
Yeah.
I can
That's
put out
interesting.
2 1/1s and skull clamp them. And I had some other stuff I think already that I could also skull clamp. So I was
Yeah.
thinking skull clamp could be strong in my deck, especially if I'm playing white-black. Oh, yeah, Sorin puts out 1/1s also.
Yep.
I was like, I can skull clamp those tokens.
I would have taken a skull clamp.
I was like, I can get card advantage off this skull clamp for sure.
Yep.
Seemed like a good setup for me.
And then there's the Baneslayer Angel.
And you nabber.
Yeah, well, there's not a whole lot of things in your cube that give lifelink.
So one
So
thing
I
everybody should
grabbed
know
her.
about Melissa is she likes angels.
Yeah.
She has an angel collection, and if she sees a shiny angel, she puts it in her pool.
Yep, pretty much.
Poke, poke. Partly teasing you.
But also, no, but
it
honestly,
is one of the best threats in the cube, and the
Yeah.
lifelink is super relevant.
you don't have a lot of lifelink.
Yeah.
So, grabbing the thing that has lifelink is really good. You pass up this card, you
I
must have felt
almost
bad.
take it. I almost take it.
You
But I don't have any reanimate
you
yet.
must have felt like an
And
idiot.
I was like starting to think I wasn't blue.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, maybe Melissa won't take it, and I'll get it with an extra card. but it doesn't do anything for me right now. Wasn't convinced that you were blue at this point.
And I already had the reanimate card that I had picked. I picked Animate Dead.
But then I saw
you
this,
picked that,
and I was like, oh, Grave Titan is exactly what I wanted. I was kind of like, I'm white, green, black, but I don't have any big threats.
I don't
And
even think
a
I
lot
think
of my-
about when I pick it
A
up.
lot of my green is ramping me. And what am I ramping into?
Yep.
I'm ramping into a Gifts Ungiven. That's not going to
Yeah, I mean, this was...
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that's really good.
I was like, yes. Very yes. I was like, I definitely want this first one. I'm pretty sure you said that I wanted that one, too.
I knew you would
I was
want
like,
it.
yeah.
Even if you weren't in blue, I could just... It's your kind of card.
Yeah. Whoa, that was too fast.
Pestermite.
You don't like Pestermite?
I like Pestermite, but he's not a bomb.
No, he's not.
You know, and he's not in the... I'm starting to think I'm not in those colors. This, I almost took Wrath of God, because I am in white. But I was like, is
Wait till
Melissa...
you see the card that lands on top of it. Not to get too far ahead.
I bet it's Planar Cleansing.
Wait till you see. I'm not spoiling it
Okay.
for you or anyone else.
Well, I just know you take it.
And all the people not listening.
You take it when you get to see it.
Yeah.
And I figured it was 2 wipes, because of the way you laughed when you
It's
looked at it.
pretty funny. You'll laugh when you see it.
And this person is...
Oh, he's good.
He's right where I want to be. You didn't really get to see him there. He's Yavimaya Elder.
Yeah, he's good.
He's like, I have a Woodland Bellower, and he combos super well with Woodland Bellower.
And then I was like, ooh, these are the 2 colors that I like. So,
Yep.
that's going to work. Faithless Looting's got flashback. This little Pestermite thing does something when it comes into play.
And it's also
Love
another way to dump things in your... Faithless Looting dump stuff in your graveyard
Yep.
to reanimate it.
Yep. Oh,
I'm white.
Wow.
I'm white black, and I'm like, oh well, taking this one. I don't think I can pass up a white black card that has super value on it for me.
yep. That was unfortunate for me. Wait, are you gonna put another card there?
Something's happening. I think I'm not sure if I'm taking it, so I'm sitting over there considering, like, do I really want this? And I think I say, yeah. Showing you it again, definitely taking it. I was just like sitting there being like, well, the other pile has 2 cards in it.
I know, you've got
I'm
this
pretty
thing.
card greedy.
Again, this is too many words on it, so I am immediately not interested in that.
And this is the one you take, Wrath of God and Planar Cleansing. I was right.
No,
Oh, Day of
it's
Judgment.
Day of Judgment.
They're like
Which is pretty
literally
funny.
the same card.
It's pretty funny.
Except one says can't be regenerated.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny.
That
I had
is
a good
pretty
laugh,
awesome.
and I was like, I can't let you take that. At this point, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to splash white because I had picked up some good white stuff. Maybe I won't actually end up doing black.
I forget what else I get here. I am much more excited about that first card than you were. I really like Citadel Siege.
Okay.
Basically, these are 2 removal cards, essentially. Citadel Siege lets you tap an opponent's creature on their turn, which shuts down their biggest thing every turn. And Murderous Cut is a 5-mana delve kill target creature, which is also great. And I kind of needed removal at this point.
And then I picked that up,
Yep,
and I was thinking at this point,
I didn't get to see that one.
I was thinking I can just keep wiping with the Day of Judgment and the Wrath of God, and then play an Elish Norn or...
Yeah, like get to your high
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I
Yep.
can stall
Or
now.
Void Winnower or whatever.
Yep.
I saw Control Magic. I was like, I don't know if you're blue or not. I was thinking you might be blue, and I was like, I might still be blue. I don't know, but I'm not letting her Control Magic either way.
I almost wanted this card because it is good.
Yep.
And I could use the draw, but I didn't.
Erebos,
wasn't
God
sure.
of the Dead.
Yes, I wasn't sure if I even wanted to go black, or like black enough.
Yep. I mean, it's hard I think in 5-player, 6-player, 8-player drafts. Things like this are much better because you can be 1 or 2 colors easily, and
Yep.
in drafts like this, it's hard because it's hard to get the devotion count up for this.
Yeah. So I recognize that my deck could use it, but at the same time, oh, I ended up getting that.
Yep.
That was a lot better. Yeah, it was a Kozilek. It's hard to say no to getting a Kozilek.
So I don't like Scoot Mob all that much, but I'm still thinking I'm green probably, and he's fine. And then
Scoot Mob's pretty good.
God of the Dead is good enough.
Yep.
I'm not sure I can go black enough to really use him, but even if he's just drawing cards is good.
And I said, ew, this is the wrong color. Put that back.
Yeah, when you didn't take that, I was like, there's no way she has anything in green. That's such a good green card.
And then I got a Hypnotic Spectre, and I said, I don't think I'm doing that much black, but this card's worth grabbing, because he's so good.
I mean, in draft, he has been an all-star for you for a couple of drafts that we did.
Yeah.
So it's hard not to take him when that's the case. Like, the fact that he just discards something random from your hand, and you can put him down pretty early, he just breaks so much.
Putrid Imp would have been nice.
Yep,
for me.
I take Putrid Imp because I have Unburial, not Unburial.
Yep.
Yeah, Unburial Rights. And I'm thinking I might need to discard something.
I got this guy. He's pretty good. Stormkirk Noble. I'm trying to get it to focus in, but it won't. He's really good. I figured I'm still probably doing red at this point. So he's a good one drop. He gets bigger. Can't complain. Oh, it did finally zone in on it. Okay, good.
If you can get him in early and get in some damage, I'm a pretty slow deck. So if you can drop him and get him in early, he seems like a good choice.
Yeah, it's like I don't really want this card, but he would be good.
Yeah.
So
I don't really want this card, but there's no 2 piles, so I might just get like green.
Yeah, that's true.
That's part of the problem for me with some of these too. Is I look at the piles and I go, well, do I really want this pile? No, but am I likely to want the piles after it? Probably not.
Yeah. So let's see what you get.
I leave this one for you. Teferi Mage is the fear. I actually think he's super, super strong. I just don't think I can. I might be in blue. I don't know, but I don't think I'm 3 deep in blue.
Yeah,
it's just too much
no,
for
that's
me at
hard.
this point. And I take the Royal Assassin.
You love this card.
Oh my god, it strikes to my heart.
Yeah.
From when I was a little kid.
You can have it. It's fine.
And I also was like, it's a target for Skull Clamp. It fits my plan.
So at this point, I'm thinking maybe I will dabble a little in white, because the white stuff I got so far was crazy good.
Yep.
So this guy's not bad if you throw in some white.
Yep.
And then, whatever, I might be doing blue. Grab this guy, whatever.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't know. I probably didn't think about it that hard.
I don't think either of those were bad choices. I think both of them didn't probably make your deck, but
No.
I think they're both good cards.
Stop spoiling what's in the
sorry.
deck. Oh.
Oh, and this is just a big colorless threat.
No, that's good.
I snap take that. I was like, 7 mana colorless threat.
Yep.
Especially if I'm ramping
It's
with
good.
green. Seems like the right choice.
No, it's a good one. And then I was like, Mana Leak. That's blue.
It is.
Does stuff.
It's a good blue card.
Take that.
I get. Oh, I
Giant
passed this up.
growth.
I'm like, there's no way Melissa's taking. She's not in
Nope.
green at all, and this is
No.
like the worst green card in the cube. So she's
Yep.
not taking that unless something gets paired with it that's good. And I don't even think I want it in my green deck.
You
And
took
then-
the Necrotal?
Yeah, I took the Necrotal. I'm a big fan of removal, basically. I think removal helps a lot in these cubes.
Costs a lot, though. I guess he does have
For-
first strike.
Yep.
And then I almost thought about taking the Pyromancer.
Mm-hmm.
Almost. I didn't. I almost did.
It might have been worth it just
It
for
might
the
have. It
Pyromancer.
might have been okay. I didn't even think you would make a good use out of it, honestly.
No, I couldn't. You took too
And
much.
I was like-
you took too much red.
Yeah.
I didn't know what colors you were, but I knew you were red because I'd seen almost no red.
I honestly didn't think I had grabbed enough instants and sorceries.
That's-
I grabbed quite a few, but I didn't know if I grabbed enough that would work together
Yep.
to really make this card shine. So I'm pretty sure I passed it up. I keep making a mess. And then I got a Mana Fixer, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's a super strong card. It gives you a card back, and you can fix mana with it. So
Yep.
it's,
I thought it was a different card when I picked it up.
you thought it was. I have two prisms in there. I think.
Yeah, I
have
thought it was
this
one of those, and then I had to reread it. And
The
I was
other
like, oh,
one-
wait, this is pretty good.
The other one is similar, but it just ramps you. I think
Yeah.
it doesn't give you a card back. That one actually gives you a card back, which
There's
makes it
definitely one
probably
with, like,
stronger.
A vaguely similar picture that I mistook it for.
Oh, I mostly take this because of Brumaz.
Mm.
I think I'm almost definitely white black at this point, and Brumaz is a really good
No,
card.
he's good.
And also, he's going to make tokens, and those tokens I can Skull Clamp.
Yep. And then I definitely took this because I think I'm going red, and I'm definitely doing different colors, so
Vivid Crag makes a lot of
Vivid
sense.
Crag.
So it
works perfect.
comes in with 2 counters. Those 2 counters basically represent being able to tap it for another color.
Yep.
What do I draw here? I draw. Oh, Living Death.
Oh.
I think a lot about whether I should take this one or not. I think I do end up taking it. I'm just like, I'm in black, and Living Death is a really neat card.
I would have taken it.
Yeah, I think
So it's definitely not me.
I think I did take it, but I Yeah, I don't have enough. I didn't have enough big threats or good ways to put things in the graveyard. I was like, maybe I'll draw some ways to put things in the graveyard, or maybe the fact that I can combo it with Putrid Imp is good enough. Like, have a Putrid Imp out, turn 4, dump every creature in my hand into the graveyard, Living Death to bring them back. You know, but
Yep.
it's definitely
I
a
would
neat,
have
it's a
taken
neat
Living
card.
Death. Yeah. Stop messing up the table, Kevin.
Shut up, Melissa.
What's this? I was like, no, I don't want this. Blech.
Yeah.
Get this out of my face.
Yeah, you actually said something like, I think it's a good card, but I don't want it.
I reluctantly took this card because I knew
You needed fixing?
I needed a lot of fixing for what I was thinking. Oh, did I pass it up
Yep,
the
you
first
did.
time? I passed it up the first time. You
You
didn't
got
take
it on the crackback. And now, I think this was the time you were like, man, I wish I could rewind time.
Yes, I think I'd rather go back and get that land than this.
I remember you said that once during the draft. I suspect it was this one, because
Yeah.
looking at a green card is pretty much you hating
And I
your
had
life.
to debate whether I just take this or take one off the top. So I took one off the top.
I think you got a really good one off the top.
And then I had to ask you, do I put one down and then take one? And you said yes. And I got
Ooh.
Tezzeret, which was much better. I don't really have that many artifacts, but it was better.
I think I take this one because it's 2 cards in my colors. Oh, no. It's not. Why do I take this? Archaeomancer is pretty sweet, but...
I don't think that's a hand worth grabbing.
Yeah. I probably should have passed it. I think I do take this one. I mean, I do like the artifact destruction, but there's just not enough
Oh, you
enchantments
took
and
it.
artifacts.
And then I see this, and I go, I don't want that. Normally, that's the card I would grab with Venser, and I just keep bouncing it.
That's very true.
That's not the route I was going.
I think this time you take this one. Oh, it has Remand with it. Nice.
Oh, yeah. So, that made picking the one with that lane in it more worth it. I don't know why I'm thinking about this so hard. Do it.
I mean, you can't always tell. You go, oh,
That land in particular didn't quite work.
Yep.
In the colors that I wanted.
Yep.
So it only did 2 instead of the 3, which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, that's part of the reason we have the triple color lanes in there is because even if they're not exactly what you need, they might be 2 of the colors you need, and that
Right.
might be good enough.
You've got that in a vivid swamp or whatever it's
No,
called. Marsh.
I got a Blinkmoth Nexus.
Oh.
So both of those are good because both of them work with Skull Clamp. That
Yep.
was kind of my thought.
Yep.
I also was like, oh, if I can Oath of Gideon and then do Sorin, that's going to give him a pretty big boost, and maybe I can find another Planeswalker in the draft. And I like Oath of Gideon quite a bit.
I
red
liked
card.
this one because it dealt 4 damage.
Yep. It's a little more expensive too, but
And I think at this point I realized with this, was it Spell Mastery? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
I would definitely have
Enough to
instants and
hit Spell
sorceries in my
Mastery, yeah.
graveyard at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm taking so long.
Well, it's hard because you don't
I
always
probably
know.
was just unfamiliar with the card.
Yep.
I don't know. I was touching the card for some weird reason right there.
You were swollen its nipples.
Yeah. Jeez, Kevin. Oh my goodness.
This is 2 cards, I think. Because you. No, you know.
No, I grabbed the first one.
I think about taking that one. It's in green, so it's tempting just because it's in green. I can't remember if I take it or not. I think I don't take it. Yeah. My second one.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, Chromatic Star is not great, but it's never going to be bad. I think I take it here just because I'm like, I think there's just going to be a battle for fixing.
Yeah.
I think we're both kind of talking to each other while we're drafting, and we're both like, crap, we're each in like 6 colors.
Yeah.
Not 6, obviously. 'cause there's
No,
only
I know what
5,
you meant.
But
I know what you meant.
both we're all in every color, so.
I don't know. I don't like either of those. They're okay.
Horribling Outburst is good in some deck, but you're not really completely going for the rush deck,
No.
it feels like. So, if you're not the rush deck, I can see that not being worth taking. And that is an all-star card if you want
Yep.
fixing. That's even better fixing than the star I took.
Yep.
Mana Confluence. It's not.
That's me
focusing
bragging
that
about how
well.
good that land is right there. Yep.
Mana Confluence is tap for one of any color, take a damage when you tap it, but it's still great.
Yep.
I'm like, I'm probably taking this one just because of the 3 cards, and I do. This is me starting to think I could go back into blue with how many blue cards I have now. Seagate Oracles I find very strong, but mostly I take it for the green card, and because I know you're red, and I go, well, it'll keep her off of this red card at least. Not that it's super strong, but
Now this is a good card for getting life and getting land and all that crap, but I'm not splashing green this late in for that.
Yep.
So
that makes sense. Yeah, the only reason you would play that card is if you really wanted to try to go for the Kozilek, I think, that you took.
And then I figured Condemn will buy me more time
Condemn is
to get out my big creatures.
That's a great card.
So I go with Condemn.
I think that probably was the right choice.
Yeah, it's a good card. I'm thinking really hard.
Condemn is very strong. I mean, there's better removal in the cube, but Condemn is very strong removal.
Yeah. Oh, did I put it back?
You did put it back.
Oh, what did I get?
I just never saw it.
Oh,
you got Reanimate.
There's a Reanimate, and I said, oh yeah, I'll take this shitty green card.
Even if I have to take I'll take Reanimate, even if I have to take an Elvish Mystic with it. Reanimate is, yeah, I like Reanimate a lot,
So
too.
did you pass on Condemn? You must take this first
I
pile.
think I take the first pile, yeah. Because
Okay.
I see... Well, let's see what's in the first pile.
Too busy chit-chatting.
And we must be talking about something.
Oh, is that when I went to go get a cookie?
Oh, probably. Oh, I see 2 green cards, and I think I'm in green. One is Harmonize, which I love, and this is Revelation. Is that what it's called? I forget what the other one's called.
Yeah.
Something of Nissa.
Yeah. I went and got a cookie.
Oh, that's
You
what
can
it
see
was.
next to the deck.
You're eating cookies. You're eating some of our squirrel cookies.
We made squirrel cookies. They're in the shapes of squirrels. And I said, I don't know what this card is. Put that back.
It's a pretty good
Wrong
green
colors.
card.
And at this point, I'm like, oh, a creature that gives me mana, even though it's not mana that I need.
Yeah.
That's not terrible. Maybe I'll take that. And I think I did.
Yep, I think you did too.
At this point, I only grabbed 2 little creatures. So my early game is 2 little creatures.
Yep, and admittedly some red burn for removal and stuff
Yep.
like that.
But, so I figured, having another creature, that ain't bad. Oh, and I have, what is it, Pestermite or whatever? But it costs 3,
Yeah.
so.
I think even before him, I think you had 2 red creatures, right? So you had
Yep.
Stormkirk and something else. This one I mostly take for the green card. Wolfear is not the best threat, but he's good enough. And I'm like, well, I could actually go green-red at this point. I have 2 red cards now, and I have, I think, at least 2 red-green cards.
Yeah, I think so.
So I could splash red just for that stuff.
He works in the colors I was originally planning, so I just snatched him right up.
He's pretty good.
He is really
That's,
good. I'm
Mizzet's
wondering
the
if
Fire Mind.
maybe I should have used him.
That's possible. I mean, he's a good threat for sure. He's flyer,
But-
deals damage when people draw cards. When you draw cards, I guess.
Yep.
But yes, very strong. What do I have here? I think I take this just because I figured black-red seemed like you from what you had been drafting. And I really didn't want to give you any more kill spells, and I was thinking, well, maybe I'm like black, red, green, which is,
Yeah.
I was just like all over the place. I was starting to not have any clue what colors I was in.
And then I got Incinerate, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, in
Incinerate.
red, if you're going for red, you know,
That's good.
kills off creatures on the field. Seems like a strong card. It can also deal damage to people's faces, it turns out. Do some face melting. What do I take here? Oh! Fiend Hunter is in my colors and it's a removal, so I kind of snatched that up.
Yep.
And you snatch this one up, I
And
think.
then I immediately think I got an Elish Norn
Yep.
and a Sun Titan,
Yep.
and I got a bunch of little tiny creatures.
Yep.
I might be doing a lot more Reanimate than I thought
If
I would.
I had seen Elish Norn or Sun Titan, I would have taken them. And this I take Kiora, I go, well, I do have a bunch of blue still. Maybe I'm blue-green. Or maybe I'm somehow splashing this. Just because I like her as a card quite a bit.
I got a Vesuva.
Yep.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Yep.
I can't.
Vesuva.
Vesuva,
Yep.
okay. And I figured, it's not exactly what I want, but it's not going to hurt.
Do you know who's from Vesuva?
Who's from Vesuva?
The Vesuvian doppelgangers.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense.
That's a revised card.
Today I learned.
That's an old card that duplicates a creature on the field. Basically, it's like clone, I think, except you can change which creature they copy. They're more expensive, though. But
Well, whatever. I picked
exactly how
Visuba.
they work. It's a good card.
Pick up the card, Kevin.
I'm thinking. I'm waiting for you to
Whoa.
look away. Vivid Marsh, and I snap take it. So that's black color fixing. Like,
Yep.
I'm definitely black. Black was the color I was probably most sure that I was. Green is the one I had the most of. I was like, maybe I'm just
what is
black
this?
green.
Oh,
Hellrider.
yeah. I wasn't sure about this one. I think I take it anyway.
Probably. It's not super
But
strong. It would be
no.
better if you had taken
The tokens and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The red the 3-color red.
But I
three
figured
red that makes
it is a
3
red
1/1s.
creature.
So this thing's ability is
So,
creatures
yeah.
attack and they do a
I ended up
damage
taking it.
upon attacking. And now there's no risk for me to keep going for looking. I don't give you any extra cards, so I look at that. Stagger Shock's a very good card.
Yep.
And I'm like, you're going to take that one, but that's fine. And I was like, well, she might take this one. This one's blue, but she's not going to know what it is, so you probably would take the first one. And then I was like, oh, this guy is great. Solemn Simulacrum. It does mana fixing and card advantage, and it's a 2/2.
Yep.
It's almost a little bit like the Burnished Heart, I guess, in a lot
Yep.
of ways.
a little bit.
And then Stagger Shock.
I had to read it because it said all kinds of things on it.
Yeah, I like Stagger Shock a lot. I think it's a really strong shock.
I had to, is that someone rebound, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I was
it's-
like, what does rebound do
you
again?
do-
I gotta read this.
You do 2 damage, and then you do 2 damage again on your upkeep.
Yep.
Both. To
And then I
target
picked all the
creature.
cards.
And then I get this guy. So that
That
was
was it.
That's the end of the draft. I guess now we'll take a look at our pools and talk a little bit over those, and you can see
Yeah.
what those look like.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, see you guys soon.
This is the deck that I ended up making. I had a hard time picking out what colors, but I did end up getting a decent amount of reanimate stuff. I had Animate Dead and Reanimate, and I had Gifts Ungiven. And I also had Faithless Looting. So I was like, I could do some Reanimate. And I would reanimate, I have Sun Titan and an Elish Norn. So that was the idea I was sort of going with. And the Sun Titan also worked with my other creatures that cost 3 or less. Because Pester Mite has a come into play ability, so that works. So does Reflector Mage. And the other creatures would just be nice if they came back. So that was sort of the plan. I also had red removal, and I had Day of Judgment and Wrath of God to stall, and I had a Burnished Heart to get the right colored mana. I also had that Manor Fixer Prism, what's it called? Prophetic Prism.
Prophetic Prism. I was going to say Prismatic Lens, but
Nope.
that's the other one.
Yeah. And I had enough lands, I think, to facilitate going, what was it, 4 colors? Yeah. So the tricky part for me was figuring out the right amounts of land. Because I had to do mostly plains because my big creatures cost 2 white, and I wanted to be able to cast them in case I never got my Reanimate stuff. Because that was totally a possibility. Yep. So that's what I went for. I think it ended up working out pretty well. I wasn't really, like, I never really had a card in my hand where I was like, oh, yuck, I wish I didn't have this. So I think it ended up working out pretty well. I never had a problem with land. That could have been just a fluke when we played, that I just happened to have the things I needed. And I did end up, well, the reanimation in it did end up working out.
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
Oh, that's okay.
No, it's not really. And, yeah, this is what it ended up being. I ended up, my original build was just blue and red, but it just, not using Elish Norn and not using Sun Titan was killing me. I was like, I have to use these cards, and I had the 2 Wraths, so it was like, I have to use these cards. It was like a pull, I had to do it. And then I also had Gifts Ungiven and the 2 Reanimates, so this is what I built. these are the cards that I did not put in the main deck. I had a really hard time building this deck because I really wanted to use Niv Mizzet and go blue-red. But as I said before, I really wanted to use some of that reanimate. And, but I didn't want to only rely on the reanimate. So I didn't end up putting in things like Kozilek because I just didn't think I'd ever get to 10 mana. And you can't reanimate him anyway. Void Winnower, I think you can. But Equal Leviathan, you can. But they just cost too much, and I didn't think I'd ever get the mana because I didn't get enough mana fixing. If I had gotten at least 1 or 2 more things, I think I could have done it. And then I would have went that route instead. I love Tezzeret, but I didn't have enough artifacts to really make him worth it. Teferi is also really good, but that's not really the deck that I had the cards for. In hindsight, maybe Niv Mizzet would have been alright to put in. It's just hard to say. Because drawing cards would have been really nice. But he would have been hard to cast, because he's 2 red and 2 blue. Which would have been a little tricky. And that's pretty much the only reason why he didn't make it in. Yeah, and obviously the 1 green card, I just didn't have any green. So obviously he wouldn't go in there. Hex Parasite would have been good, but because he cost a black mana to use his ability, I thought I might just be draining life into him if I put him in the deck. So I was a little worried about putting him in. Yeah, that's it.
Alright, so this is the deck that I built. It's obviously black-white. I ended up clearing out all of the green, which hurt me a little bit, because I think green was the color I drafted more than anything else. But I thought this deck felt a little better. I really like Sorin as a card. I thought he would fit very nicely into the deck. And as you can kind of see, I had a few different themes that I was kind of going off of. I liked the idea of getting card advantage and putting down a ton of tokens. So Sorin makes tokens. Some of the other things make tokens. Lingering Souls, Oath of the Gatewatch, Oath of Gideon rather, Raise the Alarm, and then I had Skull Clamp to use those 1/1s to get a whole bunch of counters. In addition to having that kind of side of things going, where I was getting little creatures out and hopefully a lot of card advantage, I had another side that was trying to just kill everything. Royal Assassin can kill a lot of things. I have Fiend Hunter to exile a creature. I have Murderous Cut. I was definitely trying to take the removal spells relatively highly. Citadel Siege also is basically a removal spell, because every turn you tap their biggest creature down. The other nice thing about Citadel Siege is it combos really nicely with Royal Assassin, because on their turn I get to tap one of their creatures, and I can use Royal Assassin. I can tap Royal Assassin to destroy target tapped creatures, so basically I can tap one of their creatures and then immediately destroy it. I figured on Burial Rites could be good with Putrid Imp. I had a little bit of a synergy going there, where if I got out Putrid Imp early, I could dump some of my big creatures into the graveyard, use on Burial Rites to bring them back up to 2 times. I could even, if I needed to, dump on Burial Rites in my graveyard with Putrid Imp, and pay white mana for it, and use that to cast one of my big creatures from my graveyard. Obviously, I had a bunch of fixing. I might have had more fixing than I needed, given that I was only 2 colors, but it worked out pretty well. I guess that was generally it. Oh, I had Necrotal also to come into play and destroy target creature. And I had some other draw things, like I had Bloodgift Demon is very nice at drawing cards. And yeah, I was just kind of ramping up a little bit to my end game of Grave Titan, Oblivion Sower, and Mirror Battlesphere. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. And these are my hideous reject cards. Oh, my reject cards. I really liked a lot of these cards. It was pretty hard for me to give up green. I think the things that did it for me is a lot of my green cards felt like they were ramp, and I didn't end up getting any of the big Eldrazi or Terastodon or anything that was really worth ramping into. So I felt like I was ramping, and I was going, well, what am I ramping to? I'm ramping to 6 mana to play an Oblivion Sower? It doesn't seem like something you would really need to ramp for. So that just made green not feel very good. I mean, it still had some pretty good cards. It had a lot of mid-range, and I could kind of play a mid-range game, but it didn't feel great. Red I was pretty light in. I pretty much knew Melissa was drafting it, so I pretty much threw those cards away right away. Blue was another the color that was a pretty hard cut for me. I should also say the first iteration of the deck that I built was actually 3-color, black, white, green. I also think I could have made a pretty good deck with green and blue. I have enough playables in those 2 colors, and I could cut some of the worst cards that would be in there, given the fact that I had a bunch of colorless, and probably made a pretty strong deck. I mean, I had enough artifacts to probably turn on Thopter Spy Network, and things like Control Magic, really all my other blue cards make a pretty good case for blue, and Kiar is a very strong Planeswalker. I think the problem with blue-green, and the reason I didn't go it, is I just think Kiar is a little weaker than Sorin, and like I said, my green felt like it was ramping to something, but I don't really know what. I mean, I guess I could have ramped into a super big Brain Geyser and drawn pretty much my whole deck, but it didn't feel quite as good. Woodland Bellower, I didn't really have many targets for. I could put in a Scoop Mob late with it, which wouldn't be terrible, and the only other target other than that is Yavimaya Elder, who admittedly is one of the better targets for it, but, you know, who knows which one you're going to draw first, and if you draw Yavimaya Elder first, you basically play Woodland Bellower for nothing. You just get nothing off of it. So I didn't think he was worth the risk, because without good targets, without Eternal Witness and things like that to really target with him, he's a much, much worse card, and I just didn't have quite the support for him. So that's why these cards didn't make it. I had a whole bunch of random multicolored ones, too, that just weren't in colors that were really reasonable for me to play. Most of the ones with red in them, just Melissa took enough of the red that I felt like a couple times in the middle, maybe I'd have enough red-black to splash red, because I really like both of the red-black cards I got, but there was too little there to really go for it. So yeah, so that's it. What's up? We are Magic Ad Nauseam, Phyrexian Obliterator on guitar, Vampire Nighthawk on bass. We're about to get this show started. Motherfucker, let's do it! 1, 2, 3, 4. Magic Ad Nauseam. Nobody likes us in real life. Magic Ad Nauseam. Why would anybody watch our show? Watch our show. Watch our show. Watch our show. Magic Ad Nauseam.